public domain's nature is to grow. If the public domain, if political entities, if powers are not controlled, and if they are not managed, and if there is not continual balance and checks on them, the nature of a bureaucracy is to grow out of control, to go fat, and to demand to be fed more and more whilst doing less and less. There is a need to understand the full breadth of this problem, because it has gone out of control for hundreds of years. Whilst it has served many best interests, it has also developed structures which are almost impregnable, very hard to challenge and very hard to change. However, there is one legacy to humanity which can guide and steer this, and this is speech, and this is language and clarity and articulation and law, and this must be done to officials, leaders, but especially to the courts. It is imperative that individuals go to court, not lawyers. Lawyers are bought and paid for. They are mercenaries, whilst being educated and in many times upright, moral and ethical. The structures that they are working for are not ethical. The structures that they are working for are deeply conflicted, are deeply embedded in sin, in the inability to serve the best interest, or the lack of motivation to serve the best interests of the problem, to solve the problem. Rather, lawyers need the conflict. The structure needs to feed itself. There is a conflict, a deep, profound conflict of interest with a lawyer who, with the other lawyer, they could resolve problems very simply. But that is contrary to everything that depicts the constructs of the society that we are living in. This is a society of detraction, of adversarialism, of finding the problems within people and arguing out the problems instead of identifying the solutions, identifying the potential of people and positions to solve those solutions, and to creating the incentive to solve the solutions. And that is the priority of the governments to emerge from the ashes of these conflicted governments and societies. The correction for society is the construction of structures that assist people, that empower people, that eradicate problems, that have the ability for an aerial view of issues, a larger view, to see how the entropy, how the chaos of each other's problems can be brought into manageable and even synergetic dynamics with each other, not only to solve problems, but to create entirely new horizons for human imagination and ambition. And that is the idea of the city of Jerusalem, with its 12 gates, with the 12 axes to the heart of the city, to the temple of the city, the idea of cultivating everyone's needs according to their needs, of allowing for differences, of accommodating differences. That is the depiction of the ideal city and the eye of the imagination of the city of God.